All right, boys, we are here with break number 628. It is going to be a half case of Bowman's Best and a half case of Bowman Inception 2022. I'm going to do some quick announcements real quick while I'm waiting for some people to come in here because it's a little bit later. So we'll see if more people come. If not, I think we got like 6 or 7 watching. First, I was going to say, I want to state that all the shipping will be caught up by the very latest Tuesday for anything that was broken that wasn't broken on Friday or today. Everything will be shipped out. A bunch of stuff, including some of the Series 1 dual cases, are already packaged up, and I printed off some of the labels. I haven't dropped anything off, but all that stuff will be shipped. So Series 1 will be caught up. For anybody that's looking for that, and any other break, if you don't have it, it's literally because it's everything just got cut up. I apologize for the delay. I'm gonna fix the shipping in general from now on, as you guys will see with the Bowman's Best, all the stuff that was broken, as well as the Prism's gonna be out by Monday. So everything's gonna be a lot faster shipping wise. So I apologize for any of those delays. A bunch of stuff happened. If you're really curious what happened, you can always direct message me. I'm not gonna get into the health of my wife and some other stuff that went on during that time frame. On top of obviously going to the Topps convention. I have some other news. Yeah, Triple E is going to be in there as well, Eric. And then the Triple E that was broken last night, I'll probably going to have out by like Monday or Tuesday. Also, what I wanted to say is, assuming nothing goes wrong in the back end process, I should be able to have a lot more access to sports cards. I'm just going to leave it at that, but it's going to have to be stuff that I break. So, like, if you want a box of something, I can break it on camera for you, and I should be able to give a better price. I don't know what any of this stuff is back-end-wise, but I should be able to do that, and there should be more opportunities for personals in the future, and I'm going to try to keep them better priced than what you can get them from wherever. I don't know if I'll be able to or not, but that is my goal. The only thing is I will still have a limited amount of sealed product I can send to you sealed. Other than if when the Topps Direct accounts puts through for the hobby shop, I'll have obviously more sealed product. But until then, I'm still going through like Peach State or whatever. But I should be able to take a lot of my Peach State stuff and use that as well as for like pre-orders or selling sealed product. Because I know guys are always looking to buy sealed product for a good price to rip themselves. So that should be pushed more forward in the future as well. I try to do this through voice because I feel like people aren't getting the announcements and stuff that I type in the group. I will say also I did start a group chat. I still have to add a few people to it. But if you want in the group chat where I drop the actual break post, so you can click on there rather than wait for notification from your phone through Facebook, that seems to be helpful for some people or some stuff they want to do. It's only going to be break posts. It's not going to be a bunch of discussion or people blowing up your phone. It's literally just going to be to drop the link for the break post, and I'll put the interest posts in there of what's going to be broken for the day. I'm also going to get onto an actual schedule. Hopefully that'll help with the consistency of breaks breaking at least every day or every other day. I'm going to break between 8 and 11. Anything after 11 that doesn't fill will break the next day at 8. Unless maybe in the afternoon we might break it, depending. But I'm going to try to do 8 to 11. And now if we fill up more breaks and it goes past 11, that's fine. I'm just not going to start breaking past 11 on the weekdays. Mostly for a lot of people, it's too late. I think there's a few guys on the West Coast. Now, if we get more West Coast guys in the group, then obviously I'm okay staying up later because as most of you guys know, I don't sleep as it is. So that's the announcements I wanted to say. Let's get into the break now. Sorry for like the long spiel. I'm going to do it probably for the next like week to kind of explain stuff and how things are changing and everything like that. If anybody has any questions, you can always ask me. If I don't answer right away and it shows I'm active, I'm literally probably doing something. It's not that I'm I don't think I've ever ignored anybody intentionally. So if for whatever reason I don't answer you right away, feel free to like ask again if I don't answer with you in like a couple hours. Unless it's like 2 in the morning. If I don't answer you like 2 or 3 in the morning, I might actually be sleeping. But let's get into the break. Charm City, Calrican Jr., Project 2020. Ben Baller to the card. He's our good luck charm around here. Teamless on the left, overhead cameras up right hand corner. If you don't have your team ×2 and you want to get in the second half of these 2 cases, please claim it sooner than later because I am going to drop the second post for the second half of the cases tomorrow at noon. Obviously, that was a terrible idea. Why I thought they would stand on top of each other is beyond me. Just so you guys know that it's going to be dropping 12 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to get into that with the team you currently have ×2, make sure you claim that probably right after the break or during the break. Definitely before 12. If not, they'll be open because I am scheduling the post probably after this break. I'm also going to be running probably an at everyone once a day. I am trying to figure out what the best time to do it is to let everybody know when the open breaks are. I think schedule-wise I'm going to post the breaks earlier in the day. Probably like maybe 11 or 12, especially since if I have more access to product, I kind of know what I can break. The biggest reason I break stuff later is because I don't know if I'm going to have certain product because I'm waiting for it in the mail or whatever else. Obviously, there's been more of a set schedule. I've pretty much dropped most breaks before 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because I already knew what I have for the last couple of releases. But before that, it was like the Wild West. I didn't know what I was going to get. I was going through a couple third parties. At least with Peach State, they've been giving me stuff. I do have 2 cases of Gold Label coming for next week's release on Wednesday. They are 16-box cases, so I'll probably do. I'll do at least 2. I'll at least do the 1 case for sure, and I'll do it in halves. And then the second case, I'll probably do the same thing and see if I can get more somewhere else for mixers. If we, because I know we haven't been doing as many mixers, but the only reason I haven't been doing mixers is because there hasn't been, Bowman's Best is okay for mixers, mixing with Inception. There hasn't really been products that mesh well together that have come out. And triple threads and museum collection you can't find anywhere for at all. At least I haven't been able to. And triple threads has gone up to $475 a box, which is way overpriced. We have Mike Trout for the Angels, Bryson Stott for the Phillies, Brooks Lee. We're going to have a global warming Henry Davis, Christian Yelich on the refractor, Mookie Betts, Miguel Cabrera, Rafael Devers, Colton Cowser, Christian Pache, Ryan Reckley, Joe Ryan. We're going to have Jordan Wicks for the Cubs. Getting rewarded for the mini here is JJ. And the first autograph in the break on the Jordan Wicks. Because that's why I mentioned when I was doing the triple thread break, I'm probably not going to buy any more of it just because it's, I think even through the distributor, it's over $400, I think. We have Colson Montgomery on the Lava going to the White Sox, and Matt Hogue on the 2/50. The #1 prospect in the White Sox organization. Did a prospect draft today for my fantasy league. I think I did pretty well. You only get it's only 5 rounds, and there's already guys that are taken. So when I say these names, don't be like, well, why didn't he take some other guys? Some of them are taken, but I ended up getting Andrew Painter, Amador, Emmanuel Rodriguez. We got Zawinski on the refractor, Arias Tavar. Let's see, Amador, Painter, Emmanuel Rodriguez, Curtis Mead, and somebody else. I can't remember the other name right now. We got Christian Vaquero on the mini diamonds. Obviously, Jackson Churio was the first guy that was taken. Still can't believe they didn't, none of the dudes picked Andrew Painter, because that was a 7th pick. And I know there was rumors of his Tommy John, but the dude was dominant last year. 186 out of 299 on Vaquero. I know people have asked me about a fantasy baseball league too. I'm kind of avoiding fantasy sports in general in the group because at least when it involves any type of monetary value, because even for the football break, I literally had to shell out an extra $800 because people don't ever want to pay their fees and they argue with you about it. Or I'll pay them next week and I just didn't even feel like dealing with it. So I'm not running fantasy football, I'm not running fantasy baseball. Did it 2 years and people ruined it for everybody else. We have James Wood, just so you guys know why I'm not running a fantasy baseball league. We have Cal Raleigh, Francisco Lindor, Gore, Jordan Lawler, Jung, James Wood, Jose Ramirez, Bobby Witt Jr. We have Taj Bradley for the Rays. I think he's a top 50 guy. It's supposed to be the next guy for the Rays. The next main starter going to JD. He's a little bit older, though. We have Ricardo Cabrera and Christian Santana on the refractor. Hope everybody's having a good weekend so far. I do want to announce in general I'm going to be doing group submissions for PSA, CSG, and probably SGC. I'm doing my own pilot to test kind of like my theory to make sure I know what I'm looking for the different grading companies by submitting a good amount of like my own collection and some of the stuff I bought to resell in the shop. I want to make sure that if you guys send me stuff, I can give an honest opinion about what I think it's going to grade as. So it's just something in the future. I know people have asked me if I do grading. I will be doing it. It's just I need to make sure I'm comfortable doing it without just giving advice just willy-nilly. Like, yeah, it should grade this, and then it comes back as like a terrible grade or something. Like, I don't want to be that guy. So you have Corey Seager, Juan Yepez, Vidal Brujan on the mini diamonds. Going to the Rays and JD, 295 out of 299. Hopefully Brujan has a bounce back year this year. Lots of talent, good switch hitter, utility guy. I think no matter what, he's going to be on the Rays roster and get some plays. This is the first mini box. This is still first master box, second mini box, Greg. On the Brujan, we're going to have Salvador Perez. I was doing announcements in the very beginning. We have Javier Baez, Bryson Stott, Brooks Lee, Jackson Holiday, Jung. Trying to let people give them time to get in here. We have Salvador Perez, Rafael Devers, Mike Trout. And behind Trout, we have Nico Cavadas. Going to the Red Sox and Gabe. Purple Jazz Chisholm Jr. for the Marlins. It's going to be Tyler Witt on the 17 out of 250 for the Jazz Chisholm. We have Jose Miranda on the refractor. Joe Ryan, Mookie Betts, and Miguel Cabrera. O'Neal Cruz on the water. Josh Lowe on the refractor. Tavar, Ryan Reckley. We have Ronald Acuna Jr., UFO Atomic. We have Ellie De La Cruz, Elijah Green, Jordan Lawler, Roderick Arias, Curtis Mead going to the Rays and JD. Rays having a nice start right here for JD. Joshua Baez and Yasser Mercedes. And two boxes of Inception, and then we'll go back to Bowman's Best, and we'll rotate that way. A 1-2 kind of configuration, since it's 4 boxes of Bowman's Best and 8 boxes of Inception. Configuration for this: 7 cards, 2 autographs, 1 parallel, 3 base cards, 4 base cards. Not 3, 4 base cards. We're going to have Armando Cruz, James Wood, Vaquero, and Capay. I have a Harry Ford, 1 out of 75 to the Mariners, and JD. As the ferocious mustache. Have a 79 out of 200 for the Cardinals. Joshua Baez. And that's going to Steve. I have a silver signings, Jay Allen, 88 out of 100, going to the Reds, and Josh Webb. Start to the boxes. Have Guzman, Reckley, Cabrera, and Jay Allen. We have Jonathan Mejia. 49 out of 50 to the Cardinals. And Steve. We have Ryan Cusick, 78 out of 99. Former first-round pick of the Braves, got traded. Part of that deal that brought Langeliers and Cusick over there for Matt Olson. 78 out of 99 going to the Athletics and Eric Greco. And we got another silver signing, 63 out of 100, Colton Cowser going to the Orioles. And Josh King. It's the guy later on in the year whenever he's probably not when he gets caught up. I'm going to see if I can get him in the store for a signing. I know who his rep is and see if his rep will not bend me over backwards or sideways or whatever way that the dudes that control the signing, the sports agencies, some of them are ridiculous for the price of guys. Like, I know the guys like Trout deserve to have a certain price because like you get a signature, it's worth a couple $100 from him, right? But certain guys cost way too much money to be signing as a prospect, in my personal opinion. Into the second box of Bowman's Best. Second master box, I should say. See the nice little pool out of Bowman 2022, Dave. I was going to say, however, I said you're giving your money to the devil because I know you went to Steel City Collectibles because I don't think there's another hobby shop out there, right? Let's say. I know there used to be like a mom and pop shop that was like in like a dude's like basement essentially, but I don't know if they still exist. We got Ryan Reckley, Joe Ryan, Mookie Betts, Wander Franco on the Global Impact, Mookie Betts again. Jordan Lawler, Roderick Arias, Tavar, Mayer, Joe Ryan, Lindor, Gore. We got Luis Gonzalez going to the Orioles and Josh King. Brandon Marsh for the Phillies on the purple. Going to Matt Lanier out of 250. Got Ryan Reckley on the refractor, Reed Detmers, Jose Ramirez, and Bobby Witt Jr. Have Suzuki on the air, Tavar, Cabrera, O'Neal Cruz, Brujan, Brooks Lee, Roderick Arias, Colson Montgomery, Jackson Churio, Jordan Lawler on the blue. Going to be 136 out of 150 going to Robert Sellers. And then Diamondbacks. Be a 75 out of 150. Ronald Acuna Jr. on the UFO and Jordan Lawler on the refractor. Apparently I cannot speak. We got quite a few Lawlers out of the Bowman's Best so far. Christian Santana, James Wood, Cal Raleigh, Elijah Green on the Atomic, Jazz Chisholm Jr. in the Refractor, Pete Alonso, Julio Rodriguez, Vladimir Guerrero, Churio, Stephen Kwan, Jake Berger, Jeremy Pena. We're going to have Henry Mendez for the Brewers. And that's going to Gabe, part of the filler. Which if anybody didn't notice, because the filler filled up so quick, the way I'm going to run the fillers from now on is I'm essentially going to take a lower to mid-tier box that's similar to the products that are in the break. And I'm going to have whatever teams are left to close it up. Plus, I'll add normally probably going to be 10 spots extra. And the people that don't, like, it'll be 10 spots extra on top of what the teams are. 175 out of 199. The Joey Votto and the Reds going to Josh Webb. And then what it'll be is it'll always be like a single box break for the bottom 10 people that don't hit one of the teams in the break. That way, nobody's going empty-handed. Everybody gets something. I think it makes it better overall. It's not any type form. We have Nick Lodolo right here, Acuna, Gutierrez, Mountcastle, Bobby Witt Jr. on the Earth, and Alec Thomas. That way it's no like raffle type scenario. That makes sense. We got Juan Yepez, Manny Machado, Colton Cowser on the Atomic, Acuna, Wilson Contreras, Jackson Holiday, Corey Seager. Behind Corey Seager, we have Yason Morabel going to the Rangers. The Rangers are Brian Drobny. Brady House on the UFO and Montero. So that is the second box of Bowman's Best. The Astros and Bowman's Best are sneaky good between Pena and then I think Drew Gilbert can actually be a pretty good ball player, to be honest. We have Bernabel, Acuna, Merrill, and Ryan Bliss. We got Ian Lewis on the 12 out of 50. Going to the Marlins. And Tyler. We have Roberto Campos, 7 out of 99 on the blue. Going to the Tigers and Robbie Coleman. We have Blaze Jordan, 46 out of 75, going to the Red Sox. And Gabe. I remember Blaze Jordan being like, that was the dude in 2021. Everybody wanted themselves some Blaze Jordan. Between being a YouTube sensation and having a good-ass name for collecting sports cards and baseball. Also, Nathan Powell, I appreciate you watching on YouTube, buddy. I should have said something when I saw you message, but... I have Taj Bradley, Mejia, Varys, and Khalil Watson. We have Ethan Wilson, 66 out of 75. I actually think Khalil Watson might be a guy that might be worth, if you want to take a high risk, high reward play on a prospect, that's probably your guy. He's so talented, and I mean, as long as he gets his shit together mentally, he's going to be good. We have 86 out of 250. For the Cubs, I think everyone forgets that he was like an 18 or 19-year-old kid playing above rookie ball. Going to the Cubs here, and JJ, part of the filler teams. Then we got Jackson Joe, 4 out of 50 for the Tigers, going to Robbie Coleman, one of my favorite players when it comes to pitchers. A very, very good pitching prospect. Him and Gavin Williams are kind of still under the radar a little bit. Their price has gone up some because of Andrew Painter's ridiculous price rises. On top of Ricky Tendeman's actually risen some in price as well. Yeah, I know Job's out for the year. I will say I think I'm going to, that's something I'm going to definitely do on the channel too, is do videos about just prospects and baseball stuff in general. Probably do some NFL stuff as well. But my takes, there's another guy on Facebook that does it, but I mean he charges money, like to get any actual good information, he charges money on Patreon. I'm not going to do that. I don't even know Patreon, I don't even know Patreon money. I mean, I'm going to have it as an option if people want to pay me extra money for information, but I'm not going to make it to where it's a paywall. I don't care. It's no secret. Like, if I give you guys' name and tell you, hey, go look at this guy's organization. Yeah, Job definitely has some good stuff. There's a lot of dudes, I mean, I guess it's all the time, right? Dudes come up and then their arms get all banged up and they blow out a shoulder, blow out an elbow, jack up a finger, and then they can't pitch well anymore. And you always have like a guy that's like a little bit of a late bloomer, like a Zach Wheeler, where Zach Wheeler goes from pitching with the Mets. Then he went one other place after the Mets. I can't remember what team. And he comes to the Phillies, and they have the right pitching coach for the way he pitches, and they get that Steven Strasburg. I think it was... They get that Jacob deGrom light that the Mets were hoping for. We have Samuel Munoz, Henry Davis, Tamar Johnson, Vaquero on the Atomic, Elijah Green on the Refractor, Bays, Marcelo Mayer, Masterpieces, Witt Jr. We have Acuna, Yasser Mercedes, Miguel, Abrams, and we have Roderick Arias on the Refractor going to the Yankees, and Maxwell. There is a print line, I think... Yeah, there's a few print lines. You might be able to buff them out, though. I don't know if their print lines are like just... Sometimes the cards, when it's an auto, when they place them back in the pack, or they're a player stacking them, they get like almost like minor abrasions that sometimes you can rub off with a microcloth. Or you could try Kurt's Card Care and see if you can polish or buff it or whatever, which I actually have some of that stuff too. That stuff finally came in. We got Josh Lowe for the Rays. 169 out of 199. Going to JD. I talked to the Kurt guy, and he was like, yeah, man, if you want to shop, he's like, you can just... So I'll give it to you. He's like, just don't sell it through like a website, please. We got Jason Young, because he's the only guy that's personal, which makes sense, that sells it online, like through a website. We have Green, Sheets, and Olsen. It allows them to control the price, so dudes aren't like price gouging either, I believe. We have Spencer Torkelson, Oscar Colas, Bryce Harper, Freddie Freeman, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. on the Atomic. Going to the Blue Jays, just making sure it wasn't numbered. Have Colton Cowser, Bo Bichette, Dustin Harris, Cabrian Hayes, and Jose Ramos. Going to the Dodgers, and Brett on the Ramos. We have Ricardo Cabrera and George Kirby. That's a guy I kept in my fantasy league. Hopefully he has a breakout. I mean, he started to break out at the back end of the year, but hopefully he like break like he turns into an ace is what I'm hoping for. That I need Jacob deGrom to be healthy. I'm still surprised he went to the Rangers. I guess those state taxes will do you in. There was a good amount, Jeff. I would say that it ended up being not a lot, to where I think that it's probably about 60 or 70% of the cases times 2 now. Of the 2 cases. Well, I should say there was a lot of open teams. And then with the open teams, what I was doing to incentivize people taking teams was if you took both halves, I was willing to discount the teams a little bit more than I already had. So a lot of people that grabbed teams grabbed both halves for the extra discount. We have George Valera, Gavin Sheets, Yasser Mercedes on the mini diamonds. It's going to be a 21 out of 299 going to the Twins in Austin. This was somebody I was going to grab if there wasn't some other guys available in the top 100 in my prospect draft. I think Yasser Mercedes is going to be really good. We got Global Impact for Anthony Rizzo, Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, Heliot Ramos, Juan Soto, Jung, Jaron Duran, and like in the organization, there's not a lot of guys that play shortstop that are blocking him. We have Stephen Kwan, Jazz Chisholm Jr. We have James Wood for the Padres. Nice hit here for the Padres. A little lazy on his signature because he normally has a little bit nicer signature. But authenticated is authenticated. Going to Jimmy Waller and the Padres. We have Vaquero on the blue. Be 124 out of 150 for the Nationals. And Jimmy. Got Chris Bryant on the refractor. Got Wilson Contreras, Alec Thomas, Nick Lodolo, Bobby Witt Jr., Spencer Torkelson, Pache, Yelich, Montero, Ellie De La Cruz, MJ Melendez, Cal Raleigh, Zawinski. Then we got Danny DeAndrade, 45 out of 75. I mean, I don't blame them. I was going to say, I was signing documents for the stuff I was talking about where I should have access to a lot more product, but it has to be for breaking. And I think that I was like, yo, like, it's signing this document's like, no wonder these dudes sign like shorthand and get sloppy. We got Pedro Pineda, Anthony Rizzo. There's no hate from me. Like, I'll point out when a guy gets lazy, but I'm not actually hating. I'm just pointing out, like, I wish when a guy has a really nice signature, like, for instance, the Yanquiel Fernandez the other day, those little autographs he did. Who's their shortstops? I was gonna say is Miranda. I thought Miranda's playing third base. Who's their? Oh, Carlos Correa. Huh. I forgot he actually stayed. Yeah, I guess you're right. You can always go play second base. You guys don't have a good second baseman. I forgot that the Twins ended up winning the whole ankle debacle thing. My man out there got ankles like Sam Bradford's knees. We got DeAndrade, Pineda, Hernandez, and Valerio. Norge Vera, 10 out of 50. Going to the White Sox. If you know that reference, you know that reference. If you don't, I mean, just go look up Sam Bradford's career. We have Marcelo Mayer, and it's actually like super relevant because they're the same kind of talent level. I'm sure one of those guys goes to the out. I think Royce Lewis would probably go to the outfield, right? We got Marcelo Mayer here for the Red Sox, speaking of shortstops. We have Luis Verdugo on the 5 out of 25 for the Cubs, going to JJ. Nice hit for JJ here. On the orange. Like I said, I'm assuming he'll probably be a corner outfielder, right? Like, I mean, Buxton's healthy, center field. You put Royce Lewis out in the outfield in one of the corners. I mean, you got a pretty fast outfield. Then you put another guy like a good old Max Kepler in the other corner. Like, you got a pretty solid outfield right there because Kepler's underrated. I guess that puts Kirilloff in a rock and a hard place, but maybe move Kirilloff to first base. We got Arias, Prieto, Robert Hassel and Zach Veen. You have Jackson Churio on the 62 out of 75 to the Brewers. And Gabe. Got a 95 out of 250 on the Curtis Mead to the Rays. And JD. And we got another Jordan Lawler. 33 out of 75 on the Primordial. Going to Robert Sellers. Get himself another Lawler. Last box of Bowman's Best for this. Like I said, if you want your team time soon, you don't have it, make sure you grab it because I'm going to go live with the second half of the case at 12 p.m. tomorrow. Not like live streaming, like I'm going to drop the break post for it. Probably look around and put together some sort of value mixer for tomorrow too. Since we haven't done a mixer in a while. We have Joshua Baez Vaquero, Royce Lewis. I have JD Martinez on the Global Impact, Elliot Ramos, Albert Pujols, Rocker, De La Cruz, Montgomery, Aaron Judge, Suzuki, Brandon Marsh. Behind Brandon Marsh, we got Kumar Rocker going to the Rangers. And Brian Drobny. Have Joe Ryan on the gold. Going to Austin and the Twins. That'd be a 45 out of 50. Jazz Chisholm, Miranda, Perez, and Javier Baez. Shane Bays on the Fire, Stephen Kwan on the Refractor, Yasser Mercedes, Elijah Green, Josh Lowe, Valera, Nick Lodolo, Oscar Colas, Jace Jung, and we have a Jose Ramos 50 out of 50 on the Gold Lava UFO. Now, that's a sick looking card going to Brett. Dodgers have been a little light lately, too. So, nice hit there. Kevin Britton stopped grabbing them, and they've been struggling. Christian Santana and Alec Thomas on the Refractor. Oh, the UFO autographs are by far the best looking cards in this set. Like, it's very rare, too, that Topps or Bowman does for inserts and on-card, and the fact that they're on-card autographs just makes them so much better. Like, normally I'm a guy that's like, sticker, on-card, it doesn't matter to me, but, like, the on-card for that card pops because it allows the contrast of the colors to really come out. Compared to if it was a sticker, it would take away from it, right? It would take away the, like, the eye appeal. Like, you look at it and you're like, oh, that looks sexy. last mini box here, Bowman's Best. We still got 2 more boxes of Bowman Inception, so hold on to your seats because it could get a little wild here at the end. I mean, like I said, you only need the last till the last auto's pulled. Got George Kirby, still have a fighting chance. Bo Bichette, Kumar Rocker on the Gold Lava 27 out of 75 going to the Rangers. And Brian Drobny. Another Kumar Rocker on the Atomic. We have Wilson Contreras, Jarren Duran, Shohei Ohtani, Masterpieces Colas, Rocker, Montero, Spencer Torkelson, Chris Bryant, and we have a Juan Guerrero for the Rockies. The Rockies are just not allowed to go empty-handed in prospect breaks. It seems like no matter what, they always get something. I mean, Guerrero's probably the least desirable guy in the checklist for them, but nonetheless, I mean, some of the prospects even if they're in these boxes, they're highly touted. There's very rare, other than it's random first Bowman autograph, the guy's not a top guy. We got 29 out of 250 going to the Nationals. I want to have the Brewers. Fernando Tatis Jr., Anthony Rizzo, MJ Melendez. I have the Earth, Alec Thomas, Christian Pache, Henry Davis, Tamar Johnson, Acuna on the Atomic, Green, Jack Sawinski, Marcelo Mayer, Samuel Munoz. We have Lonnie White Jr. for the Pittsburgh Pirates. 70 out of 150 going to JJ and the Pirates. Another nice hit. He's moved up the organization some. The 5th round pick in the 2021 draft. Let's see. Nice hit there for JJ. His cards for his first jumped up. We have Aaron Judge and Cal Raleigh last year whenever he was tearing the cover off the ball in the middle of the season. Super, like, I think if I remember reading right, he's like a super long outfielder. Like, he's super fast and long, which can relate to, like, the size of him, I think, can relate to him putting on a little bit of weight and getting some more power. Let's get into the second to last box of Inception. We're going to have Davis, Ramos, Williams, and Ian Lewis. We're going to have Roismar Quintana for the Nationals. 2 out of 25 on the orange. Going to Jimmy Waller. We have Juan Bin Cho on the 14 out of 50. Going to the Cards. And Steve Walkstein. Have the blue Yordani De Los Santos, 71 out of 99 on the blue, going to JJ and the Pittsburgh Pirates. To the last box here. We got Cuva, Montgomery, Petty, and De Los Santos. We have Benjamin Bailey on the 45 out of 50 going to the White Sox. Got George Feliz going to the Mariners on the 29 out of 99. And a JD. I don't think JD times 2. I'll probably message him to see if he wants to, but there's a chance the Mariners and the Rays could both be open. We're going to have a 25 out of 75 Tyler Black for the Brewers, and that's going to Gabe, part of the filler teams. The Brewers are also open, and they've been pretty decent so far, but we haven't seen a Jackson Chourio or a Frelick. So, chance for that. Tyler Black, though, out of 75. Let's do a quick recap of the hits. So say for everybody, hey, congratulations for everybody. Then better luck next time if you're not going to stick around for the recap out of frustration or just for like, well, the break's over. I got shit I got to do. I don't know what you, I mean, other than sleep. I don't know what you're doing at 12:40, but or going out or doing whatever. Be careful. We have Benjamin Bailey on the 45 out of 50. Roismar Quintana out of 25. We're going to have the out of 250 Elijah Green on the purple. Kumar Rocker on the gold lava. The gold Ryan. Churio out of 75. Vera out of 50. We're going to have Vaquero on the blue. And then we're going to have the mini diamonds Yasser Mercedes. I have Josh Lowe on the teal lava. Ethan Wilson out of 75. Lewis out of 50. Votto on the teal lava. Colson Montgomery on the lava. I think this is out of 90, out of 50. We have Brandon Marsh on the purple. Vaquero on the mini diamonds. We have Mejia out of 50. Ford out of 75. Chisholm Jr. on the purple. And Bruhan on the mini diamonds. Getting into the autographs, we're going to have Tyler Black on the 75. How's the move going, Brian? We have an out of 99 George Feliz blue. A blue Yordani de los Santos. We're going to have the Primordial Gold 14 out of 50 Juan Bin Cho. Lonnie White Jr. out of 150 on the blue. The base Guerrero Refractor Arias base rocker. Mead on the base. Then we got a Mead out of 250 on the Inception. And Joshua Baez out of 200 for the Cardinals. Get the Jackson Jobe out of 50 on the gold. Taj Bradley on the base. James Wood on the base. Ramos on the base. Cavadas on the base. Kusick out of 50. Oh, my bad. Out of 99 on the blue for the A's. Velasquez out of 250. We're going to have Jordan Wicks for the Cubs. Roberto Campos out of 99. Morabel. What are you building, like Compound Thomas out there? I was going to say. Actually, I don't even know if Thomas is your last name or it's just your middle name. Because since you have to, I mean, you might just be a guy that has two first names. I mean, what are you going to do? We got Henry Mendez for the Brewers and Luis Gonzalez for the Orioles. But, yeah, man, I was going to say. Because you said you're moving somewhere that was, like, more remote, so you weren't sure how the post office worked. I was going to say. We have Marcelo Mayer out of 200 for the Red Sox. And we got an out of 75 Blaze Jordan for the Red Sox, both going to Gabe. We're going to have Lawler ×2, probably the hits of the break. We have Lawler out of 150 and out of 75 on the Primordial. And then, obviously, the blue out of Best going to Robert Sellers. We're going to get Jose Ramos 50 on the bookend, 50 out of 50 with just the dope art on the gold lava going to the Dodgers and Brett. Verdugo for the Cubs, 5 out of 25 going to JJ. We have Jay Allen on the silver signings, and then Colton Cowser on the silver signings. So the Orioles and the Reds both hitting there. The Reds are Josh Webb. The Orioles are Josh King. So the silver signings go to Josh and Josh, the law firm. I was going to say we have 45 out of 75 on the gold lava going to Austin and the Twins. I appreciate you guys. You guys have a good night and be safe. There is a football break that's open. Tomorrow I'll post 2 baseball breaks. Obviously, it'll be this one and one other one. It'll be some sort of like value-type mixer. I probably won't have anything crazy in it when it comes to like a big box, like a triple threads or something. It'll literally be like a bulk value mixer. I probably won't do random teams because for whatever reason we don't fill random teams. I wish we would fill more. It would be so easy for me to post a lot of good, like really good mixers value-wise if we did more random teams and filled it, but we just don't for whatever reason. The biggest thing is with the mixers when I do them team price-wise, like there's always going to be like some teams like the Diamondbacks where they're, depending on what they are, they're normally like anywhere from a $15 team to like a $45 team, depending on what the boxes are, but like luckily, I like study the checklist, but sometimes I miss. Like, there was a time where I posted a break and I was like, shit, I forgot a guy was on a team, and like 4 people jumped on the team because they realized the guy was in there. That's the only bad thing about the pick your team mixers. Like, they're nice if you're trying to collect a certain team and different types of products, but I really wish we could get some more randoms. So if you know guys that want to do randoms, I mean, in general, you should invite your buddies and other guys you see in the hobby that you think would enjoy the group, but if you know guys that like randoms and like their group's dissolving, I know there's like one pretty big group that's not dissolving, but I know that the guy's going to a different group. I mean, I wouldn't be against anybody inviting anybody from a different group if you think that they'd be happy over here as well, because I don't care if you invite other guys to their group either. I mean, it is what it is. It's a hobby. It's not a... I don't own anybody, so you can do it. You're always free to do whatever you want, but I appreciate you guys. You guys have a good night and be safe. I will see you guys tomorrow.